And we begin KCAL News at 9 with this breaking news. A motorcycle pursuit, a fast one at that. SkyCal is overhead right now. We're told the driver is wanted for, of all things, speeding, and it looks like he is doing just that. Mike Rogers over at the desk is also monitoring the situation out there. Mike, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so one, they just lost this guy but picked him back up. This is actually a different police helicopter that found him. The sheriff's helicopter was chasing this with the CHP all the way from West Covina. At one point, we were doing 130 miles an hour on the 10 freeway. Now, this guy came into the downtown area, maybe seemed to kind of know what he was doing because he got into the downtown area, did some loops around the tall buildings. The ground units lost him, the police helicopter lost him, and then he took off. And we're now kind of in the Chinatown area. And let's see, did they lose him again? Looks like he may have stopped under that bridge there, Juan. The helicopter's even having a hard time keeping an eye on this guy because of those extremely high speeds and those buildings that we were mentioning. I don't think I've seen it. Oh, there he is. He's right there at the light. But he's on that motorcycle. He's got that red sweatshirt. CHP says that really the only want right now is speed. And as I mentioned, going 130 miles an hour. So what's happening right now is the LAPD helicopter is the one that relocated this motorcycle. They're trying to get those CHP units who lost him in downtown to come catch up with them so they can re-engage in their pursuit.
So when they lost him, Mike, they basically give up on the pursuit until possibly what?
Yeah, so I mean, that's what they lost him in the downtown area. And again, that's really hard for the helicopters as well because of the tall buildings in downtown. So when they lost him, they said, all right, well, we'll keep kind of, poking around the area and looking. And that's what we were doing with the sheriff's helicopter when all of a sudden the LAPD helicopter jumped on the radio and said, hey, I got your guy. He's over here. And so now LAPD helicopter is trying to coordinate with CHP to get the CHP officers over there. But I got to be honest, it was kind of happenstance that LAPD helicopter picked him up because it looks like this LAPD helicopter was kind of already in the downtown area and was probably listening on the common frequency. There's a frequency called O2 that all the pilots kind of listen to. And so that LAPD pilot probably heard it, picked it up, and here we are. So now you have an LAPD helicopter involved in this, and it looks like that original sheriff's helicopter is now back with us as well.
And look at that, Mike. This is a skilled driver on the motorcycle. We saw him come to a very quick stop. Looked like we lost him under that overpass. And then look at that, somebody right there in the crosswalk right there, blowing through that intersection right there. And again, just weaving through traffic, going at high rates of speed. This is someone who obviously knows how to use this motorcycle here and ride it. And right now, lots of people, still out, a lot of traffic, and he's not on a freeway, which makes it even more dangerous.
Right, and we just blew through that red light right there. It looked like he slowed down and kind of looked at it, but he's definitely not stopping. Even on surface streets, look, we're almost 90 miles an hour on surface streets here, and it always makes me so nervous, these motorcycle chases, because these can go wrong so quickly. These guys are going so fast. Now we're stopped middle of the street. It looks like flashing headlights a little bit there. And just stopped. And you always have to wonder, I mean, he's been going 130 miles an hour for a good chunk of time now. How much fuel does he have? How much gas is in that motorcycle? And what's his plan here? It looked like he maybe stopped and thought about it there for a second.
Yeah, what's interesting, somebody just wanted for speeding and getting away from police, doing exactly that. My guess is perhaps he may be wanted for some other crimes or just somebody who just does not want to stop. Whether or not he's impaired, we don't know this, but just looking at the way he's driving, it's clear that he's a masterful driver of this motorcycle here. And as far as you know, Mike, still LAPD, right?
No, it looks like the LAPD helicopter as well as the sheriff's helicopter are overhead, but this is a CHP chase. CHP was the one who started this, and Desmond is off tonight, but Des and I always talk about how there's something in the water out in the San Gabriel Valley where CHP is constantly involved in motorcycle pursuits that come out of the San Gabriel Valley. Very rarely does it go like this, though. I'll tell you that 9 times out of 10, these motorcycle riders get away because the patrol cars can't keep up with them because they're going 130 miles an hour. They can weave in and out of traffic, and they don't often get lucky enough to have a helicopter so close by to get overhead before they lose it. This situation was different, though. This is one of the few motorcycle chases that we are able to get on TV because law enforcement hasn't lost him, even though they did for a couple of seconds when he was in downtown, but able to pick it up as soon as he got out of downtown. And now you've got 2 police helicopters and SkyCal overhead. So we'll see if we can keep an eye on him. These motorcycles can disappear into some pretty tight spaces pretty quick on us.
And it's pretty clear he knows that the law enforcement is still after him. You can see the night sun being used there, and it looks like is he transitioning now, maybe?
It looks like we're coming kind of back into the downtown area. We're kind of by the 5 and the 10 freeway here.
Lincoln Heights?
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
says there.
almost kind of coming up close to Union Station here. As we come down Mission, his next big cross is going to be Cesar Chavez. There you see it on the map right there. But so yeah, he's kind of, maybe going to try this downtown thing again. It worked for him last time. We'll see if it works for him again.
I know this question's come up before, Mike, but CHP is the one following, even though now he's on regular surface streets. That's something that I thought maybe they would pass it off to another agency, or is this they're on it now because they started it?
Yeah, CHP is kind of one of those agencies that if it's their chase and they start it, even once it's on surface streets, they generally keep with it. And that's likely part of the reason is I don't think LAPD would take this. I don't think this is LAPD's jurisdiction. I don't think they would get involved in this because, I don't want to say just speed, but the want really is just speed. Now, as we come back through into the downtown area, LAPD is not going to want to make that. There we are. LAPD is not going to want to take that risk. Earlier in the 8 o'clock hour, they were chasing a stolen vehicle that they let go. Because the traffic conditions weren't conducive. So I don't see a situation that LAPD takes us over. CHP started it. CHP will probably stick with it.
And haven't we seen more and more lately, Mike, where the LAPD does pull off of pursuits because it's just not worth the, look at this, more traffic here at this intersection, where they do pull off because it's just not safe. You said in a situation like this, where it's a motorcycle, he could easily go into a parking garage. He can easily go into areas where an LAPD cruiser or a CHP cruiser can't get into.
Yeah, and really that's probably, what's happening right now with the helicopter following is probably the best idea for this. It's just so hard for these CHP units to keep up and maneuver the way the motorcycle is moving. So they'll have the helicopters follow. They'll let this guy know that he's still being chased. But ultimately, he has got to stop somewhere, right? I mean, he's got to stop either for gas or in a neighborhood or something. And then they'll have units converge on that area and try to do it that way. And the good news about having both the LAPD and the sheriffs overhead is if this stops in either of their jurisdictions, they can get on with their units and then LAPD will respond. If this guy's not running and they need to search for him or they need to set up a perimeter or a containment, then LAPD will get involved with that.
Looks like they just blew by a news van that was parked there on the side of the
police headquarters
street as well, right in front of police headquarters. So this motorcycle rider definitely pretty daring, being near law enforcement like he did. And let's see what he's going to do now, Mike. It looks like he's doing a U-turn.
Yeah, and this is where they lost him last time. So this is almost the exact area where they lost him last time. And now
see the light.
Yeah, he's behind the trees there. Still no ground units, though, which is interesting. CHP maybe just right in the bike lane there. Well, he is a motorcycle, I guess. But CHP may just want to track this from the air right now and not get ground units involved in this. But there are definitely still 2 law enforcement helicopters over this.
And again, what's interesting is he's not made it onto, and I'm saying he because I'm assuming it's a he, but he's not made it onto any freeways just yet. Look, there's a freeway right there. He's staying on surface streets, and he's wearing a red jacket, it seems, so somebody also very easily identifiable. And didn't he come through this area once before, Mike? Earlier?
And
because we lost him once before?
We did. This is exactly where he was lost before, and there he's back on the freeway. So that's kind of interesting. I think he was on the 10 for so long, and that didn't do him any good. He wasn't able to get away from anybody there, so he tried surface street angle, and that is not working for him either. So now he's on the 101 freeway here, still in the downtown area.
And he just, in just a few minutes here or less, he's going to have choices of hitting different freeways as well. I saw some of the overpass signage right there, so we'll see what he's doing as he heads
now we're back off the freeway.
Now he's back off the freeway. All right, it looks like he's getting off there. Is it Mission Road?
Yeah, and he's definitely trying to figure a plan out here. You can kind of see him stopping, looking around. He's blacked out now. Now he's got no headlights on.
He's probably trying to hide, as you're saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him try to duck in somewhere here pretty quick. But again, it's a tough situation because LAPD and CHP, it's hard to chase somebody like this. So really all they can do is follow it from the air, which they're doing a good job of right now.
They sure are. We've seen that night sun on the motorcycle rider pretty much the entire time that we've been on this pursuit. And if you're just tuning in right now to KCAL News at 9 o'clock, we've been on this since the beginning of our newscast here, a pursuit of a motorcycle wanted for speeding For a short time, the CHP lost the pursuit. LAPD helicopter who was in the area happened to track him down again, and then the pursuit continued here. Now it looks...
And now we're stopped under the freeway.
Another overpass. Look at that, the train going right above it, and we're not seeing this motorcycle pop out of anywhere.
And I can't tell really well, Juan, but I don't... He may be able to traverse, you know, north and south underneath the underpass there. So I wonder if he's trying to get maybe down into the river or, you know, somewhere. And there's a LAPD unit right there going on the overpass. But yeah, I think that, remember, he looked like he was trying to find an opportunity to be able to hide somewhere, and he may have found it. And then again, this is the problem, you know, with not having any units on the ground there right behind him. Now they've got nobody to kind of immediately search that area. So who knows what he's doing under there? Who knows if he's still under there? If he's been able to skirt his way to either side to, you know, kind of get off the road and around. But you know, I'm sure those LAPD and CHP units are on their way now.
Hopefully he's not trying to get onto that train, but you can see that night sun is focused right there on that intersection right there. And as you were saying, Mike, he could still be riding on that motorcycle going either one way or the other underneath the freeway and making a getaway.
Yeah, and there is still another police helicopter up there as well. So the good news is they got a second set of eyes. You know, we obviously are able to look, and we have our skillful photographer John Schreiber up in SkyCal tonight. So we're able to kind of monitor that as well. But yeah, it just depends. Is he sitting under there? Has he gotten off his bike and is now, you know, hopping fences? You know, obviously we can't see through the freeway or the roadway there, so it's kind of hard to tell. And you just hope that, you know, some ground units are somewhere on their way to this, but we still don't see any just yet.
Yeah, hard to tell, and I'm looking for that red jacket again.
Oh, there he is.
You see him?
Yep, he's back on that street, John, right under the night sun. Yep, just popped out.
And they got him. I guess he waited a while to see if they would eventually move on, Mike, but obviously they did not. Maybe they did have ground units in the area that spotted him and said, no, he hasn't left here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, something that didn't work for him. I was, you know, he probably was hoping that he would be able to lose them, but you know, LAPD had that light so fixed on him, they were not going to see him, you know, not see him come out.
Yeah, he would have had a chance to take off, but I'm guessing this motorcycle is registered to this person because he could have just.
Oh, now we're on the phone.
He's on the cell phone.
Yeah,
he's looking around.
And you're right, Juan. It probably is registered to him because we've not heard them say that the motorcycle is wanted for anything else. We haven't heard them say it's stolen. We haven't heard any of that. Now, to be fair, though, I don't know that the CHP units ever got close enough to get the plate. Because he was going so fast, he's going 130 miles an hour. If those units haven't gotten close enough to get the plate, they may not have been able to even run the plate yet.
Right.
So it's hard to tell what exactly law enforcement knows, if they know who this is, or if they've not been able to get close enough to verify that. You know, in a lot of situations, if they do know who this is, oh, you know what? Actually, I was just listening to some radio traffic. They sent a unit to the registered owner's residence down in the Long Beach area.
Oh, okay.
So they do know who this is. I just remembered hearing that. So they do at least know who this is, and you know, we'll see if they are able to gain anything by going to the residence there in Long Beach. But maybe, you know, maybe that was somebody at home in Long Beach calling him and saying, "What are you doing?" But you know, we'll have to see what CHP and LAPD want to do with this. So far, we're still in the kind of the downtown Alameda and Temple area now.
Yeah, and staying in the downtown area, Long Beach is still quite a distance from downtown Los Angeles. So this driver, which we're guessing could be the registered owner of this motorcycle, is definitely, as you were saying, Mike, trying to figure out a way to lose law enforcement. And the fact that he may be riding his own motorcycle, it's not a good thing. Look, more pedestrians in the street there. Yeah. You just can't dump this motorcycle because eventually it will come back to you, right?
Well, yeah, and there's, you know, passing an LAPD unit that's stopped on the side of the road there. But again, LAPD, I don't even think I've heard CHP request LAPD. I can't imagine that LAPD would want to get involved in a chase where the want is simply a traffic violation. There's a CHP unit on the opposite side of the road there. Let's see if he turns around.
And we're back in the same area again, aren't we?
And now it looks like we're getting, oh no, that's a head, where'd it go?
I still didn't see it go forward, but...
Yeah, there's that CHP unit that just, oh, there we go. We got two CHP units right there. There's the airship. I wonder if he, yeah, I just heard northbound 101 from Alameda. So we'll see, but this is a situation, Juan. I mean, these motorcycles are hard to follow, hard to track, and they can easily kind of slip away. There he is. Good job, John. Right back there, and look at that. Huge speeds. Almost 100 miles an hour again on the freeway.
Indeed. My goodness. A motorcyclist leading police on a pursuit right now on the freeway right there in downtown Los Angeles. The want here was simply speed, and that is what we've been seeing. A driver who has tried several times to maybe give officers the slip, but he has not been successful at that. He's tried to duck under freeway overpasses. He's been in areas where large buildings could most likely obscure his view from law enforcement, but he's had a real easy time, it seems, of keeping law enforcement at quite a distance, using these very high rates of speed. Look at that, just passing car after car there on the freeway. Echo Park now, still not too far from the downtown Los Angeles area. And it's a driver that we're thinking may be a Long Beach resident, right?
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, this is the first time he's now on a decent clip leaving downtown LA. He was, you know, kind of hanging out in the downtown LA area. It looks like he has made a decision to really abandon that and let's see if we can try something else. Now we're northbound 101 coming through kind of the Silver Lake area, which is the first time he's been in this area. And, you know, speeds have calmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
We're back down into the 70s, almost kind of freeway speed. But, you know, Juan, I wanted to point out, he's also riding one-handed right now. I don't know what he's doing with his left hand there. But I wanted to point out that you saw those CHP units get behind him, and just as quick as they were able to turn around, boom, he took off, and now they're not behind him again. And now we're back up to 100 miles an hour once he's got both hands on the handlebars there. So who knows what he was fussing around with in his pocket there. But now we're back weaving in and out of traffic and really high speeds, one.
And I'm not familiar with the motorcycle that he's driving, but you know, anybody who's been in traffic, whenever you see a very fast-moving motorcycle speed by you, it's a very loud noise. It's kind of abrupt, so it's like it's a good thing that we're not seeing a lot of traffic out there tonight on the freeway.
Well, and it's always, you're right, and it's always so hard to tell, you know, because LA drivers have a tendency to be a little wild sometimes.
Right.
So the people that are on the freeway probably don't even know that this guy's being chased. They probably just think it's another person driving a motorcycle the way people sometimes drive motorcycles. So, but now we're northbound on the 101. We're going to be coming into the Hollywood area right now.
Melrose Avenue already.
Yeah, we're going to, the next exit I think should be Santa Monica here. After this. So we're moving north now, which is the first time he's done this. He's been kind of in the downtown area for a while trying to give law enforcement the slip, but that did not work.
It didn't work for him, and look at that, high rates of speed, 92 miles an hour here at one point, passing car after car on the 101 freeway, heading northbound right now at the Santa Monica Western Avenue exit. So covering quite a bit of ground here. So if he stays on the 101 freeway, it won't be long before he's in the San Fernando Valley. He's going to have to go through the Cahuenga Pass, obviously, first. And we may see perhaps a little bit more traffic if he does get into the Hollywood area. I'm guessing maybe more people are out and about, you know, just maybe doing some holiday shopping or whatnot. But we're not seeing too much traffic on the freeway. And as you were saying, Mike, it's a quick shot just away from officers, but the airship, as you said, is right there following this motorcycle.
And that they're doing a little bit of a swap out right now. That is the sheriff's ship that just took over, and it actually looks like the LAPD ship is pulling off. So you saw the LAPD ship go through the light, or the shot there. Oh, now we got a unit right behind him.
And he's getting off the freeway.
There we go. So this is the first time we've seen units be able to kind of keep up and catch up with him as we're really slowing down on speeds here. You know, as we come off the off ramp. So we'll see.
Yeah, at Sunset Boulevard.
On Sunset, yeah. So the first time that we've seen a CHP unit be able to keep up with him, and then we're off and back on, and now we're going to go back southbound on the 101. Whoa, there we go.
Oh. Is he running?
Oh, he's done. Nope. He's got out, he dropped that bike, and got on the ground.
Wow.
Just as he...
Look at the starfish pose that he just did there too, Mike. I mean, he knew exactly what he needed to do. He wanted to come, you know, have officers, I guess, arrest him as gingerly as possible.
As they possibly could. And, you know, he probably realized, like, look, what's my game plan here? I've tried a couple of different things to try to get away from these guys. It's clearly not working. Now I've got this guy right up on me. I'm kind of out of options here. And
you just get tired. It's cold out there. He's been going at high rates of speed, the wind in your face.
And so much adrenaline that, you know, running from the police, you know, creates. So they're finally getting this guy in handcuffs, though.
And why, I wonder, right? Hopefully we'll find out a little bit more information on this. And we should be getting the code 4 in just a second here, right, Mike?
Yeah, they don't have to clear the trunk on a motorcycle, so we should be able to get the code 4 just as soon as he's in handcuffs.
Yeah, and it looks like that's going to be happening, and it looks like they've sat him up a little bit there, and they're Will they ever check the motorcycle? I guess those
Yeah, they will.
motorcycles have
And,
storage
you know,
areas.
they're quick. They already called for a tow truck. So
Wow.
they got this guy in handcuffs, and like 5 seconds later,
Yeah.
they're wanting a tow truck to get this thing off the road. So they're not messing around. But yeah, this guy is now in custody.
Yeah, and it looks like they still kept his helmet on. I wonder what that's going to come off there. Obviously, they're going to ID him, take him into custody, and book him for high rates of speed.
The helmet's off now.
Helmet's off, and it looks like they're putting him into the back of the patrol car there. How quickly before we get the code 4, Mike?
I'm listening for it on the radio right now. I think the airship just put it out, but they're probably just waiting for the units. There's only 2 units down there, so they may want to get another unit there. But yeah, the guy's definitely in handcuffs and you know, not going 130 miles an hour on the freeway now.
And that's a good thing. The motoring public continues to be safe tonight. All right, Mike Rogers, thank you so much. And John Schreiber up in SkyCal for the coverage from the air.